Yo, what's up? You got the bringing the business crew in the house, man. BC stopped by.
What's going on, man? You know, it's boy Nick. What's been going on with you, boy?
Man, chilling. Hey, so I had a real interesting weekend, man. Well, real interesting day on Saturday. I think we did speak. I hit you up and told you. So
Yeah.
for anybody that don't know, I attended Percy L. Julian High School here in Chicago, in the city of Chicago, years ago. Graduated class in '98. Played football, everything like that. So I've been in tune with the program and just with the school as a whole. Serving right now, I serve as the vice president of the Alumni Association, and also me and my crew, we the ones put our all class picnic together. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm really involved with the school and and with local school council and everything like that. So this past last week, I get a call from the principal stating that they got approved for renovation of the football field that sits behind the school. So it's a
Okay.
football field as well as a track and field that sits behind the school and stuff like that. And it hasn't been updated or anything since I was in school years ago. And when I was in
Right.
school, we actually did have used to have like some track meets and stuff like that at the school.
Y'all don't have them
And
now?
no, because the grounds are so bad. Like it was even to the point where, we had to kind of talk to the principal early on in the year to see what was going on with the field because the conditions of the football field and where they actually practice and stuff like that was bad. Let me just say that
Hmm.
it wasn't good. So they had got that taken care of as far as cutting the field and stuff like that, so would be able to practice throughout the year. But now they've been awarded. Julian High School has been awarded $5.3 million renovation of that field. So it's going to be like soccer size. They don't have soccer at the school. They're calling it a soccer field, but they don't have soccer. But it's a football. It's a football field.
Hmm.
So football field will be redone. The track will be redone. Bleachers and everything like that is going to be out there. So $5.3 million they're spending on this field. So this past weekend we had a press conference at the school where the alderman as well as the mayor Brandon Johnson was in attendance and actually spoke. He was the keynote speaker at the event. So it was a real dope event, man. You had other vendors that were there. Just a lot of other people that were there. Kind of, I guess, big wigs in the city of Chicago. The
Right.
CEO of CPS was there. Stuff like that. So it's dope and it's a good feeling to see that things like that is happening at the school. It's long overdue, and yeah, it was just a great thing to see. Um, so I've seen this happen in a few other schools, other CPS schools over the years. They did that. I don't know if you've been over there by South Shore High School, like
Oh yeah,
seven.
absolutely. Hmm.
Yeah, so
I was
they
over there when they redid it. Hmm.
okay. So because my son actually plays baseball over there in the summertime, so that's how
Okay.
I was able to see it. So they put a new baseball diamond over there, new basketball court, new football field,
Football
everything like
field,
that.
yeah.
They did it at Morgan Park as well. Morgan
Hmm.
Park got the new field over there. So what do you think about that? Like I know Julian was in danger of actually being closed a few years ago, and you would also hear chatter of it being closed. Like I said, I'm in tune with the principal, so he would always reassure me that that wasn't the case, and that they were just working towards improving the school as a whole. And due to the sports program this past year. Okay, let me give you a little history on this past year. The
Okay.
football team went the year before last. The football team went 1-8, something like that. 1-7, however many games they won one game, and the one game they won was a forfeit. So basically, they went
Wow.
zero. They won zero game. This
Right.
past season with a new coach, Coach Cooper. He's going to be on the show, in the upcoming future. He came over and they went 6-2 and lost in the first round of the playoffs. So he was able to
Okay.
turn the program around. And also the basketball team. So the way that the city is constructed, you have the red, the blue, and the white.
Mm-hmm.
So the red being the top, as far as the sports, the blue being the middle, and the white being the bottom. So the way
Right.
that they do it is, if you're in the white, the top two teams in the white move up to the blue. The
Okay.
bottom two teams in the blue drop down to the white. So the
Okay.
top two teams in the blue move up to the red. The
Okay.
bottom two teams in the red drop down to the blue.
And this
You get what
happens
I'm
every year.
Yes, happens every
Okay.
year.
Okay.
So Julian has now the basketball team went to the championship for the blue. So
Okay.
they were one of the top two teams. So they will be moving up to the red this
Right.
upcoming season. So I say all this to say that the sports program is improving. The Obviously with this new field and this new sports facility or whatever like that, it's gonna improve the attendance and just everything that's going on with the school, man. So what do you think about that just period going on throughout the public league and throughout the city?
I think it's long overdue, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of these kids who are filtering out to these private schools, for that reason. Because when you got to think about it now, everything is specialized. Everything is specialized coming on up from like 6, 7 years old. So as parents, you're gonna want your kids to go to the best schools. And then when there's sports involved, you're gonna want your kid to go to the school that's gonna benefit them the most when it comes to uh the team itself, the training facility, the level of coaching. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you're seeing these kids go to these private schools now, and parents are paying the money. But I think, with like kind of when we grew up, man, the public schools was where it was at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's long overdue for the schools to start getting this money and start filtering it back into into these CPS schools. I mean, it's good that Julian got it, and like you said, South Shore had it got it years back. Morgan Park just did they field. I think like last year, going on like maybe 2 years now. So I mean, it's great for the city. You know what I'm saying? It's great for CPS because man, we got to keep these kids home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Got to keep them home. Well, I say for this though, um, I know it's kind of not change the subject, but I'm calling for to bring back the vocational part of the school.
See, and not to cut you off, but that's the problem, bro. Like, what is attracting these kids to these schools? So, like, again, to go back to Julian, right? So this is what we talked about over the last few years. Like I say, serving as the vice president and also a member. Also being in attendance of the local school council meeting. What attracts a kid to come to Julian? If you don't have any trades or any, like you say, any of the vocational programs,
Hmm.
cosmetology, culinary arts, any type of drafting, or
Yeah, yeah.
anything that that you have. So you don't have that, and your sports program stinks. What am I coming? What's your attraction?
Yeah. What am I coming here for? You know what I'm saying? What am I coming here for? And I think to get the kids back into the CPS schools, I think you should add back the vocational part of it. Because like you said, cosmetology, you can learn how to work on cars, you could be plumbing, HVAC, you know what I'm saying? All those things is something that, not to say that, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not gonna say that I don't like school, but because of the price of college, I'm not an advocate for college for everybody.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? I think you can make a great living with some of these trades.
I agree.
So, I mean, you start filtering the money back into these CPS schools. Not only for the sports program, but the sports program is key because a lot of these kids, like you said, like our kids and a lot of kids that we know of, they are going into the sports world. You know what I'm saying? As far as like being athletes, and they want to go somewhere that's going to benefit them. So on top of having a good sports program, you add back that vocational to it. Sky's the limit. You know, and for those kids that are not into sports, the vocational thing is key for them.
And see, one thing you said about um, keeping kids, we got to keep our kids here. We often talk about that even on the collegiate level.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
got a problem when it comes to losing our kids.
Yeah.
None of our top athletes in the state of Illinois pretty much go to Illinois, Northwestern, those type of schools. Everybody lead a state, and that's whether
Hmm.
basketball or football. And it was a time where we kept athletes in state. A lot of that time was before our time, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or when we were younger, you hear about. We remember the flying the line. We were young, but you
Hmm.
remember some of those guys, Kendall Gill now, and
Marcus
then
Liberty and them.
right, and then before our time, we were born, but we were short, saying knee high to a grasshopper. The DePaul, you hear about the Marcus Wyatt's and the Terry Cummings and all those who took the
Hmm.
time to go to DePaul, and so those programs were huge. And see, a lot of those guys came from the public league. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Most of those guys came from the public league. So the public league used to be a big deal, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That used to be a big deal. And the public league used to rival the Catholic leagues and stuff like that. Every year
Right.
you used to get I believe it was like Simeon versus Mount Carmel.
Right.
And that game will go either way. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now it's to the point where, and then across the public league, every year, you were unsure about who would win because you had a good 5 to 10 schools that you know what I'm saying that were really good. Now,
Oh yeah.
man, now as far as football goes, you got like Kenwood, I think Kenwood, Simeon, Morgan Park. You know what I'm saying? It's about maybe 3 to 4 teams that can win. Everybody else is trash.
Yeah. Everybody else terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody else is trash. Like, what's going on?
Well, the enrollment, because you got to look at it like,
Yeah,
so my son go to Brother Rice. So on their team, even though I'm not gonna say like all of them studs, you got damn near 80 players
right.
on the team. You know what I'm saying? How many players could be on the field at one time? 11. You know what I'm saying? You got 80 players, bro. Man, we didn't walk up to schools where they only had 30 players suited up. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you beat a team like that, bro? You look
And,
at their
and,
uniforms.
and not to cut you out, I was a victim
Hmm.
of that. Like when
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, I won, I was able to win city. I was able to win the city championship with the public league. And the way that they do it is the winner of the Catholic League versus the winner of the public league is what they call the prep bowl. You know,
Hmm.
so back in those times, it was played at Soldier Field. So we was able to play at Soldier Field, and we played Loyola. And when I tell you they had numbers 1 through 99 on their team, like it's like the
Yeah.
motherfucker never stopped coming. And
Yeah.
we was like 37 deep. You know what I'm saying? So they got a fresh 11 for everything, bro. Like they got
Everything.
a fresh 11 for
Special special
fresh 11
teams.
for
Yeah.
defense, punt team, kickoff team, kick return. You know what I'm saying? And so here we are, man. Because think about it, we got 37. It's really like 20 that can play. Like, I'm
Right,
being
right,
for
right.
real.
No,
Like,
no, I'm laughing, but
like
I know.
20 of them really, you know what I'm saying? The other 17 either bums or too young or, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
moved, stuff like that. And we lost that game 15-14. We lost that game 15-14, damn near 100 versus 37. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if we had, if you would have gave us, and this is what I say about those a lot of those Catholic league schools, right? Like if you take in the city of Chicago, you take the Mount Carmel, the Marist, the Brother Rice, the St. Rita, who the fifth one? Who I'm missing? Like one of the big ones.
You say Loyola.
Or Loyola, right?
Yeah.
So on all 5 of them teams right now, you got a good 20 kids that probably never see the field ever.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Right?
Probably
Okay,
right.
I drop it to 15.
You could drop it to about 10, 15.
About
About
10 or
10,
15
15.
of them
Yeah.
never see the field, right?
Yeah. I see it every year. Yeah.
Maybe 2 to 3 of them can play though. Cause you
Hmm.
know what? Cause my brother was coaching at Marist years ago, and I asked him that. I say, so is all of them that don't play, all of them bums? He was like, no, bro. Some of them can play. They just getting lost. You know what I'm saying? Because the guys in front of them are better, but they ain't
Right.
no, but they not like bums though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I asked
Right.
him, I said, so what do y'all tell them to keep them coming? Like you never gonna see the field. Like, what do you tell this kid to keep him coming to practice, keep him working hard, keep him? He say, man, bro, we just sell him on the team concept. Like, man, you
Yeah.
doing this for the team, and you just, you giving this guy a look, you give, stuff like that.
Right.
So, like, just take. I'm gonna stick with the Catholic League, right? So, Leo gets ran over by these teams that we speaking of. They got to
Yeah.
play them every year, but they get
Hmm.
smashed back, right? I wish that it was a way that you could take out of them 10 kids that never play, give me 5 from each one of them powerhouses I just named. Because Leo probably got like 30 kids, right, on their team, right? Probably got
They
like
probably
30
got
kids.
they probably got a little bit more than that, but yeah, it
30,
ain't as much as yeah.
right. So if them other teams got 80, Leo, just say they got 40. Just say
Hmm.
40. I know it ain't too much more than that.
Yeah, it probably ain't too
Give
much
me,
more than that.
me 5 of them bums that y'all don't want and send them to Leo. So that's an extra 20 to 25 kids that go to Leo.
Yeah.
That'll change that program tremendously.
But how would you do it though? Like, are you so if you say send them there, are you saying you gonna pay the tuition or we half off or what? I mean, so how you gonna like because obviously they're gonna want to play, but the
First of all,
thing is,
the tuition is not as high as them other schools anyway.
yeah, that's true, that's true,
So if them
but
other schools are like 13, 14, they probably like 8, 9, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they not nearly as high as those others.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you would do it as far as that, like whatever. But I'm just saying, if some kind of way you could take 5 of them bums from them teams, that's an extra 20 to 25 kids that Leo get. Now, out of them 20 to 25 bums, and I'm just saying bums, not
yeah,
respect
yeah,
to these kids, but out of them 25 bums, if you can get 10 to 12 that can play,
right,
I think that'll change that program tremendously.
yeah. I mean, Leo try every year, but it's just like I mean, like you said, tuition isn't as high as these other schools. Uh, but it's like you selling them on a losing program. And like most of these kids, even though like yeah, they want to play, they also want to be considered winners. So like you said
Now,
with trap,
do you want to go to this school, go to Mount Carmel, and ride the pine 4 years, or go to Leo and play 4 years?
I mean, I'd rather play. I mean, I'd rather play, you know what I'm saying? Even though you probably get your ass handed to you every year, you know what I'm saying? But I want to play. But like, see, one thing that I said to you, I know we talked about this when Nick was going into high
Yeah,
school, and I always told you that his talent will speak for itself. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
he
So
did. Yeah, we
I
definitely.
was never really worried about him being on the bench or anything like that because I always felt like man, his talent speak for itself. I think if you determine, you know, you'll get on the field. You know what
Some
I'm saying?
kids
Wherever
just
you
ain't
at.
enough.
I mean, if they ain't good enough, then they just ain't good enough. I get that.
And I don't know this firsthand, but this is just hearsay, she say, or whatever. I hear about the politics of these
It is.
big schools as
It
well. You know what I'm
it
saying?
is politics, but you gotta look at it like this. If they need you, bro, they need you. You see what I'm saying? Like it could be politics all around, all across the board. But let's just say, for instance, you play O line, bro. If you one of the top O linemen in the state, I don't care what politics is involved. You on the field. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing they could do about that. Jim Bob kid had his grandfather went there. He giving grandfather giving $100,000 a year. Will his grandson play? Yeah. Will you not see the field? Hell no. You gonna see the field. It don't matter. If I'm paying your tuition and all I'm paying is this tuition, I don't give extra money, none of that shit. But you a stud, you playing. I'm not saying that they're not gonna get old Jimmy in there. He gonna get in the game because he you know what they call it he a legacy.
Right.
So he gonna get in the game, but that don't mean you not gonna play.
How fair is that legacy?
It's not fair at all. But I mean, it's not fair at all because I've seen some people who's been in the game. I'm not saying they can't play.
Right, but yeah.
They not no
If the
studs
legacy
though.
part wasn't the part of it, they wouldn't be on that field like that.
They probably be on the field, but not like you said, not like that though.
Right.
Not like that. But they would definitely they gonna be on that field though.
And see, another thing that to kind of go back to the public league, another thing that we got to factor in, right? If you look at the attendance across the board, the attendance is not the same as it was when we were in school. Think about it. When we were in school, you kind of went to your neighborhood school.
Yep.
Like how and I'm saying we because I'm paying for private school for my children now. You know what I'm saying? And you doing the same thing. So like the way that we pay for private school for our children, our parents was not doing that. Our parents and grandparents and everything was not. I ain't gonna say it wasn't happy because some people was, but for the most part, you went to your neighborhood school.
I mean, we couldn't afford nothing but to go to the neighborhood school. So I mean,
right.
it wouldn't have mattered if I was a stud or not. I was gonna go to whatever school I can go to that was for free. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have mattered back then for me because my grandma just didn't have it like that. So
but see, this is the thing too though. Like I say, the attendance and stuff like that is down around the board too. And one reason, first of all, people not having as many kids as they used to have back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. People not having all those kids. Because you think about brothers, you knew people in the hood, it was 5, 6, 7 of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's not necessarily the norm anymore. People have moved out of Chicago to go to Minnesota, Wisconsin,
Indiana, and all that.
You know what I'm saying? Due to like the Section 8 or, you know what I'm saying, things, government assistant programs and stuff like that have taken a lot of people away. So it's not as many kids as it was, you know what I'm saying, back in our day as well.
Right.
So now these few publicly schools are fighting over these kids, and now some of the parents, like I say, are more well off and able to send their kids to better situations as far as private institutions and even moving out of the city, even into the suburbs, where you're able to send your kids to the better schools and stuff like that. So you have to factor all that in as well.
Well, I think like going back to what we first started talking about, I think, the stepping stones of what's starting to go on now with what happened at Julian, Morgan Park, South Shore. I think if it's a continuing trend, and then you show like these communities that CPS really do care about the kids, then I think instead of them going away, and obviously the neighborhoods got to get better and the crime got to get better and all that stuff. But if you start showing these parents and stuff that these schools really care, on an academic level, on an athletic level, like I said, I do believe vocation need to come back. We start putting that stuff back in these schools, then I think the parents will start bringing these kids back. Now that's what I feel.
See, it's twofold though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because these parents got to be better too, man. These parents have to,
yeah.
Like, and I know this is going off into something else, but me as an educator right now, I'm seeing it that one reason that the schools and the academic part of it is so fucked up is because of what you have to teach. And what I mean by that is, like, you can be a great teacher with a great plan, a great curriculum and everything like that, but your students are disruptive. They're, you know what I'm saying? and it's wild, bro. So it's like, how can I teach this class when I spend half of it trying to get order? I spend
Well, I
half the
understand.
class trying to get order. And then when I call the parent and explain to them what their child is doing, parents tell you stuff like, well, they're yours for the 8 hours, or what you want me to do, or this, that, and that. Like, so how can I make this institution better if this is the product that I'm receiving?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have an answer for that because I know stuff
Parenting,
starts from
man.
home. Yeah, it starts from
Parenting.
home. Yeah, it
Parenting.
starts from home. But how do you as a teacher get across to a parent? You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you can come there and the kid may have all the good intentions of, and want to learn, but there's so much disruption going on at home that
Right.
they really don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? They care about, I'm here, I got to get something to eat now. You know what I'm saying? And they know, like, when they get home, don't nobody really care about what's going on with them. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, why should I care then? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you get across to a parent and tell a parent that you ain't parenting right?
Right.
That's a whole nother big issue.
Yeah, I'd say now they offended, knowing that they're
Right.
not parenting right, but now
Right.
they offended. You know what I'm
That's what I'm
saying?
saying. So I
So
mean, it's like, how do you deal with that?
yeah,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
now when you do have parents like us who's capable of moving our children, as much as we want to stay and help our community, this, that, and other. And back when we talked about this, I'm just gonna be honest. I've had a change of heart when it comes to educating my children and where to sit them and things of that nature. Like I say, I was very public league. I was very, CPS, and we need to stay here and do this and do that. But
Hmm.
I've since moved my children, and I see a tremendous difference. And
Yeah.
one big part of it is the environment, bro. There's a change in environment has made a change in grades and change in attitude, change in enthusiasm about learning, and even about sports. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The school that I was able to transfer my kids to have everything from soccer to, what I'm saying, of course, the football, basketball, soccer. Like, they have a whole lot more to offer.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
if I want to put my children in the best possible situations, unfortunately, I had to move them. And I say unfortunately because I would like to see some of these public league or inner city programs come back around or continue to thrive and stuff. But man, it's tough, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's and like you said, like it's gonna take baby steps, man. You know what I'm saying? Uh, at least that we do see that the city trying to put some money and resources back into these schools. I mean, that's the first step.
Gwendolyn Brooks looks good too.
Well, Gwendolyn Brooks been good for a while though.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's another
Yeah,
place that
yeah, that's
looks
another one. Yeah, they like got like a little mini campus in that one.
like.
So it's like, yeah. But I mean, you know what? I mean, I know we don't got a lot of time, but this is a good topic though, because I also feel like, and I know, I mean, I know you in education now, and I'm not trying to put the onus on you all about trying to fix everything for the teacher standpoint, but I do feel like it's a way. It may not seem like a way because the parenting is a big issue, but I do feel like it's a way, what I'm saying, to get across to these kids. You know what I'm saying? We got to let them know that your situation at home isn't going to be your situation, period. You know what I'm saying? We need better counselors. We need better mental health, experts inside of the school and therapists and stuff like that. And then I also feel like, and I know it's a lot on you all because I know y'all got a certain curriculum, but certain things got to be tailored around kids.
Hey, let me tell you something. You come in, you know how they say in boxing or sports, everybody got a plan till you get hit in the mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the same way in the classroom, bro. You come in this classroom with this curriculum, right? Just say you got seventh grade, and you come in
Hmm.
here with fractions. I'm just use an example. Say you come in here with fractions, right? Okay, we're working on fractions today. Everybody have a seat. We're gonna do the fractions. Whoa. And then you start doing these fractions, and you realize that they can't do fractions because they can't add or they
Right.
can't subtract. So now you got to scratch all that fraction shit and go back to the basics of addition and subtraction, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing like with English and other subjects, man. You go up there on that board and you think you finna teach this, and then you figure out this person can't even read. So now you got to break this shit down and go back to the basics of, you know what I'm saying, of that. So you 100%, you
Yeah.
100% correct, bro. Like it's like you going grade levels back from what the grade that you're teaching to bring them up to speed. Because you and I both know that that's what math is, bro. Math
Yeah.
is like a continuum. You know, you learn this. If you don't learn this basics back here, you can't just pick up on fractions if you didn't learn addition.
Right.
Or if you didn't
Yeah.
learn division or whatever, you can't pick up on this. You
Yeah.
know, so as a teacher, I'm learning that's you got to meet the kids where they are, bro. So sometimes again, it's about scratching that lesson and you know what I'm saying, doing something totally different than what you actually planned on doing when you stepped in that room for that day.
So my question to you is this, because I know, based off of like your field, I know it's a curriculum. So how do you get around that? Because I know certain, institutions have a certain curriculum. So how do you maneuver
Yeah.
around that then?
You just gotta kind of obviously you have to express that with your administration. You know what I'm saying? People like that. And that's why it's so much data nowadays. Like you have to input so much data of what's going on, this, that, and other. But the problem is a lot of schools want to cover that up to make their school look good. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want their test scores and everything like that to be low because it's a reflection of the administration of the school and teachers and everything like that. So, but you got to be willing. You got to have administration that's willing to recognize that and willing to be like, man, we really got to start over, or we really got to scratch that and start here, or whatever. And I'm fortunate
Hmm.
enough right now to have that type of administration and we have
Okay.
meetings and we talk about where we are and whatever like that. And then they have a lot of other programs like After School Matters where they teach tutoring after school and things of that nature to try to bring kids up to speed, man. But what's so fucked up though, bro? I ain't gonna lie to you. What's so fucked up in CPS and stuff is you got benchmark grades now where you can only fail at these grades. So if you're not at them grades, you could just get passed along not knowing shit. They grade on learning curves now. It's either like 40 or 50%. So a kid cannot get anything lower than a 50. Motherfucker can turn that paper in to you with nothing on there, just like you gave it to him, and you can't get him lower than a 50. Shit like that. Like, man, for the time, for sake of time, man, we got to come back to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, it's crazy. If I break down a lot of this shit, man, you come in here, you learn this, like, what the fuck? Like, that ain't even life, bro. Like, what are you teaching a kid? That's not how life is. But it's like everything is, you can't discipline them. You can't, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what leg do I have to stand on? Your only leg you really have to stand on, bro, to be totally honest, is just hoping that you got the respect of the kids because they realize you can't do shit to them. Mama ain't doing shit to me at home. You can't put me out. You can't fail me. You can't do that. If I don't respect you, or if I don't want to, I ain't gonna do shit. What you gonna do to me?
Yeah.
We were worried about getting our ass kicked at home. We was worried about detentions and things of that nature. Even some programs, like I played sports, so we was worried about coach paddling your ass, you know what I'm saying, hitting you with that paddle or forcing you to run or whatever punishment he had for you. Like we were scared of, we had other people when I say scared of, it was more
But respect
respected
it. Yeah.
and like that. They don't have that, bro. So how do I get this kid to do what it is that I need and want him to do if I don't have any consequences or anything for him?
I mean, that's a whole nother subject within itself.
Yeah,
Because
that's a
my,
whole
I,
nother
I,
subject.
I say this, and we can come back to it. I think that's a systematic thing of wanting our neighborhoods to fail.
Most definitely. You know what it is. You know what it
So,
is.
I mean, we can leave it at that, and
All
we
right.
can come
Yes,
back
sir.
to it later. You know what
So
I'm saying? But
congratulations to Julian, man.
Yes, sir.
On that, so what they plan on doing is next year, 25, is our 50 year of school existence. You know, Julian only opened in 75. So they
Okay.
plan to cut the ribbon and unveil the new field and stuff like that for the 50th anniversary. So I think that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah. Shout out to
Yeah.
Julian for sure, man.
Yeah. Hey, we need some teachers and some educators on here, some other than myself, so we can discuss. You know, I know obviously we like to do, you know, our thing is pretty much sports and stuff, but we also like to get into some real deal topics, you know, of
Absolutely.
our community and just of our world, period. So
Yeah.
yeah, inviting some educators come on up here, not just teachers, man. If you're in administration and you want to talk, or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, man. We man, this is a great topic that we really need to discuss and really need to talk about and really plan on talking about in the near future.
Absolutely. Yep, I agree.
So, all right, man, business.